You can never take a case on appeal without a transcript. They know that. So they routinely violate your rights. So the appeal is null and void once you can't produce a transcript because there's no way of verifying whether your rights were protected. Everything is secret. The Supreme Court of the United States, I can verify it. 99% of the cases in the United States Supreme Court are dismissed by law clerks. They're never seen by a judge. Never. You pay your filing fee, and if you file informer papers, what they do is when you take your document into the Supreme Court, they very politely rip off the front page and throw the rest of it in the trash. And then they send you a one-line, unsigned order that says certiorari denied. But it takes your business. How many of you would sell your home to someone without a signature? Because that's what you're doing. If you allow a judge no order is valid unless it is signed. I don't care if Judge Roberts, Judge Murphy, Judge Bell, I have probably 60 orders from the Courts of Appeals in the Supreme Court of the United States, Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals, the U.S. First Circuit Court of Appeals over here, Maryland Court of Special Appeals, and Maryland Court of Special Deals for Gangsters. Unsigned, rubber-stamped orders, and they put a rubber stamp on it. It said, the original is on file with the clerk's office. So I run right down to the clerk's office, pull the case file out, the next day with the witness. Guess what? There's no signed order there. It's another rubber stamped unsigned order. I've lost roughly $30 million of my and my partner's assets. And I've had every jury verdict that I have won overturned by a single judge. Jury verdict after jury verdict after jury verdict. The courts in Prince George's County now have gone so far as on the last 19 orders from the court, they now address me as George E. McDermott, defendant / second-class citizen. And that's a badge I wear with honor. Because I'm fighting. And I'm never going to give up. They'll put me in the grave, but I'm never, ever going to give up to an unsigned order. And no other citizen in the United States should give up to an unsigned order. I am the only candidate who runs for Congress, and openly in each and every debate I open it up and I announce myself as George McDermott, defendant, second-class citizen. I want people to know just how humiliating the courts in the state of Maryland are. But it's not only the state of Maryland. Every dirty trick you could imagine has been played on me. And obviously, everybody else who has come up here. You heard Matthew Fogg yesterday speak of the U.S. Marshal's office, where he was a whistleblower. There's a U.S. Marshal's office has a Marshal's Code of Silence. Everybody knows about the Blue Wall of Silence, where nobody, if you're an officer of the court, you can do no wrong. We already know that the courts have a wall of silence. When are we going to... I'm urgently asking someone who has computer skills to get together and to try to set up a database nationwide where we can start reporting these judges. All you do is fill out your case number, your name, what the date of the hearing was, and then refer to the record. but at least give our fellow citizens in the future a little bit of information so when they go into the courtroom, they'll know this judge is going to hijack them right off the bat, but they'll be prepared. Kennedy also states,
Can't hear.
Kennedy also stated in his inaugural address, to those old allies whose cultural and spiritual origins we share, we pledge loyalty to the loyalty of a faithful friend. United, there is little we cannot do in a host of cooperative ventures. Divided, there is little we can do. And that's what we're doing. We need to get united. And that's what my message is here today. We really, really need to be unified, to pull all these organizations together, to get videos like this out so that the average citizen knows, because the average citizen has no real concept of what's happening in our courts. They don't realize that 90% of the prisons are now privately owned. They don't realize that the judges make money off of every time they send a prisoner to a certain prison. The judges don't report this income, just like they don't report the miscellaneous income from the income of the courts, for the vending machines that they control, for the copying machines that they control. But they don't pay taxes on it either. You try that, you're going to go to jail. The judges are above the law, and there's nowhere in the Constitution of the United States that they can. I'll close with one. We were granted by George Washington himself, okay? Under statute 1654, Title 28 of the United States Code provides, and this is part of the Judiciary Act, Code of Conduct of the United States Judges, Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, and Federal Rules of Evidence, that litigants in several places under 1654 title, the code provides, in all courts in the United States the parties may plead and conduct their own cases personally or by counsel. By the rules of such courts, respectively, and are permitted to manage and conduct cases therein. Section 35 of the Judiciary Act of 1779, Stat 7392, a law signed personally by George Washington the day before they enacted the Sixth Amendment. Everybody here has went into the courts, and the courts told them they had no rights. The courts are not going to respect that right to allow them for self-representation. Each time a judge tells you that, he's committing treason against the Constitution and fraud against the court. Anything he says past that point is a nullity. The best thing you can do is say, "Thank you, Your Honor," turn around and walk out of his court and file a judicial complaint to have him removed from office and his pension suspended. You have that right. This is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. It is not a government of corruption for the corporate America by the American Bar Association. Stand up and fight for your rights or surrender to judicial tyranny. George McDermott for Secret Justice News, secretjustice.com, and SaveMe101.com. God bless and have a good day.